We've all had problems with computers at some point. They can be the most frustrating machines that we'll ever use. We might have problems in terms of error messages that we don't expect. Sometimes these error messages can be reasonably helpful, like this one. Sometimes they can be less helpful. And sometimes they can be just plain confusing. Sometimes they can seem as if they're telling us off and treating us like a criminal. Sometimes they're just really inane and meaningless. Or even funny. Sometimes error messages tell us that we can't open the file we've tried to open because it is corrupt. Something that you might be able to do with corrupt files is possibly try and load up the software instead of the file, and the software may try to recover the file for you. So that might be one way trying to solve that. We might have corrupt images on web pages that we're trying to load up. A solution to that might be trying to refresh the web page with F5 to try and reload the image. Sometimes error messages will tell us that the computer needs to be restarted, and restarting or rebooting is often the solution to problems with computers. We have computers freeze. If we look at this image, this is a computer freeze that I had. The cursor will just not move. So the advice would be to reboot or restart, and hopefully you can do that gracefully using Control Alt and Delete on the keyboard. But if all else fails and Control Alt Delete won't even work, we do what is called hard booting, where we press the power button on the desktop or the tower to make the computer power go off, and then we can restart the computer and hopefully have more luck the next time round. Another problem that people often get is that they run out of storage space on their computer. So you can see I've got 17 gig out of 220 left, so it should be okay for a while yet, but eventually that blue slice of pie will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and when it gets completely full of blue, I would have to delete some files. First place I should look for deleting files would be the recycle bin, because actually when you delete a file in Windows, it doesn't actually delete it, it sends it, tidies it up and puts it in what's called the recycle bin. So emptying the recycle bin should free up some space for you before you have to delete other files. A common source of problems with computers are printers. So a printer message on your machine might tell you that you've got a paper jam inside the printer, so the paper's all twisted and stuck inside the printer, and that error message might appear on your computer. You might get an error message telling you that you've run out of paper and you need to reload the paper tray. And even your printer itself may tell you error message such as that, or that your toner is getting low. Hope some of those ideas how to get around problems with computers were useful. Bye for now.